Hello everyone, Coach Trent with you for another video installment on the nutrition challenge. So hope you're all having a phenomenal week and doing really well in your nutrition challenge. So the past two videos we spoke about mindset, both fixed and growth mindset styles. And we spoke a little bit about how you can take advantage of a growth mindset and why it's beneficial to do so. The next two videos that we're going to be talking about are much more practical, and we're going to be looking more towards behavior and execution. And there's an old saying that goes, we are the sum of our behaviors. So habits play a critical role in who we become as individuals, and they're really important when we're trying to make a significant lifestyle change. So what I'd like to do is take you through two specific habit building tips or hacks, for lack of a better term. And they take advantage of one, our psychology, and secondly, our neurochemistry. So these tips or strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you will help you build habits in the beginning so that you can sustain them over the long term. So the first one I'd like to share with you is we're going to call it a habit hack. It's called temptation bundling. Now what temptation bundling does is it takes advantage of a neurotransmitter or a neurochemical called dopamine. Now dopamine is incredibly important for human beings. It contributes to pleasure seeking or deriving pleasure from doing certain activities. It leads to humans building their motivation levels, so it creates and inspires actions in humans. And it also leads to long-term fulfillment and enjoyment. So if you're thinking about activities that you really enjoy and get a lot of pleasure from, so maybe you've just done a really intense exercise and you're getting that rush of blood to the head and the endorphins are kicking in and you think, wow, that was really awesome. Maybe not at the time it wasn't so awesome, but after the workout it was. That's your brain releasing dopamine levels into your system. So dopamine, incredibly powerful, incredibly important, but it's something that our brain is designed to release when we're doing something that we really enjoy. Now, if we think of those tasks that we don't enjoy as much, perhaps maybe we don't want to go for a walk, or we don't want to eat overly healthily, or we don't want to read that book that we've been putting off for months and months, and we told those people that we were going to read it, but we haven't yet. There are certain tasks that we are drawn towards and certain tasks that we're not drawn towards, and for each person that's completely unique. Now, the idea behind temptation bundling is what we want to do is get a dopamine initiating activity and combine it or couple it with an aversive activity, something that we don't really want to do. Now, in visual form, what this can look like is if you think about on a continuum or on an axis, you have benefits to your life, and then across time. So this is time, and then on this side it's benefits to your life. So we have ben to life, benefits to your life. We have those activities where we get a lot of immediate enjoyment from it, but over the long term, it's probably not the most healthy behavior for us to engage in on a frequent basis. So one that comes to mind might be that we really might enjoy sitting down and watching Netflix, okay? So we have that immediate response or benefit to your life, but then over time, if we consistently watch Netflix every single night and becoming quite sedentary, we've worked a really long day, 8, 9, up to 12 hours a day, and then we come home and sit on the couch, we get that immediate dopamine release. So hopefully you're watching something that you really enjoy, but then over time we can see that it decreases the benefit to our life, or it's suboptimal, okay? It has a negative impact on our life. Now, what temptation bundling does is it goes the other way. So at couples, maybe something that you don't enjoy as much, coupling it with the first activity. So if we think about something like going for a walk, for example, maybe we don't want to go for a walk, but then over time we know that that's a really healthy habit. And if we continue to walk, we're going to increase our fitness levels, we're going to get healthier, and our mobility is going to improve because we're not as sedentary. Okay, so we're combining that. In the interim, in the short term, it might be a decrease in benefit to life, but over the long term, and as we age, it's going to be a much more significant benefit to us. So what temptation bundling does is we want to combine these two types of activities. So if we take that example that I just gave, so say for example watching Netflix and walking, okay? So maybe one idea could be to, the next time you go for a walk, maybe you get your favourite podcast series and listen to podcasts while you are walking. So not only are you getting the long-term benefit from the walking, but you're able to do it in a way that has an immediate dopamine response, okay? Some other examples might be that you really, really enjoy spending time with friends, but when you go out with them, maybe you engage in not so healthy behaviors, like maybe you're eating a lot of bad food and you don't feel as good the next day, or you go out and have a big night drinking, which is absolutely fine in small doses. But in terms of long-term health, maybe we can couple the social connection and the friendships that you have. Maybe we want to go out for a run together, or maybe we want to read a book, not necessarily together, but you can do a book club, for example. So you can combine your enjoyment of spending time with your close friends, as well as something that you're not as excited to do, or something that you're more adverse towards, and that may be reading a book. So an activity for yourself is, with this one, it might seem a bit abstract and a bit hard to begin with, but what I'd encourage you to do is to get a sheet of paper and then draw a line down the middle, and on the left-hand side, write all the things you love to do. So it could be going out for coffee, spending time with friends, it could be swimming, it could be playing a particular sport, it could be reading, whatever it is you're really into and you get pleasure from. Write those things down. And then on the right hand side, write the things that you know that you've been putting off and you're not as excited to do on the right hand side. So they could be things like cooking healthy meals each night, calling loved ones, family members. It could be cleaning the car, for example. It could be a whole host of different things. So get the list of things that you like to do, things that you don't like to do, and see where you can pair the two activities together, okay? So, hope that helps. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about the 2-minute rule when it comes to habits.